A gentle answer turns away wrath. A harsh word stirs up anger. Proverbs 15:1. From Bible to Buddhism, it has been mentioned countless of times how important it is to use kind words, to use positive words while talking to others and talking to ourselves, to use this tongue wisely. It has the power of life and death. But still, even though when we use our tongue wisely, what to do when somebody else comes up and yells at us and speaks in the most arrogant way, speaks negative words to us, and brings all of their negative energy into our lives? How do we deal with that? This is one question that has bothered me most of my life, and after reading a lot, I finally came to a solution which I want to share. And how I deal with negative people is because it cannot be avoided. Oftentimes and not, I try to be kind to other people, but what happens is other people come up to me and they act in a way which completely disrupts the mood I was in, the energy I was in, and I am left alone in a place where I just can't figure out how to come out of it, how to get into my positive momentum back. And how I finally countered this situation was that I allowed myself to be the bigger person. And I don't do things without logic. I've read 1,000 books. I don't do things until unless I'm 100% convinced. So how I figured it out was that anytime if a person comes up to you and says a thing in a negative way, no matter how right he is, okay, you might be at fault, you might be completely at fault, but if a person comes up and shouts at you, if a person comes up and speaks in a negative way to you when your intention was nice, and maybe your intention was unknown to you, you didn't know if you were doing the right thing or not, but you mistakenly did a wrong thing and you were yelled by other person, even in that moment, how to not lose our power, how to not lose our positive momentum is by understanding that the person who yelled at you is ignorant, is not aware enough that anything can be conveyed in a nice and sweet manner. And when I started looking at the world this way, that people are just innocent, ignorant, unaware, that they don't even know how to use kind words, how can I them let such, lowly people mess with my mood? You feel me? And this is not to degrade someone, but this is just how I could figure this shit out. This is the only way how I could understand it, because I value my day, and how can I let anyone else disrupt my day when I'm going through such a positive momentum? So the only answer that I came up was, if a person ever comes up and yells at me, if a person comes up to me and say something negative, even though I was wrong or not, the first reaction of mine is to understand that I'm sorry, that person is so ignorant. He couldn't speak in a kind manner to me. He couldn't speak in a graceful manner to me. And that is okay. I will forgive him. I will find forgiveness in my heart for him. For he was so ignorant. He wasn't able to get the right knowledge. He wasn't given the right knowledge to behave himself. And that is fine. And if there is my fault, I'll still take a step back, understand how I was wrong, or where my fault was, and I will improve. But that is not at all related to how that person was supposed to react, to interact with me, or how I am supposed to feel because of what I did. Mistakes happen. We are human. Nobody is perfect, and it's normal for people to lose patience as well. But if you are onto something, if you are going at life wanting to achieve something, and you want to keep going, in the same pace, you don't want other people to let yourself down, use this method. Just know that the other person was not educated enough to speak in a kind way. And make sure that when you find someone else make a mistake, although intentionally or unintentionally, use kind words in correcting that person. That is the only right way to deal with this situation. So yes, that's it. Be kind, find forgiveness in your heart for other people. Not everybody is as lucky and as privileged as you to know that kindness is the true answer to everything.